let's do this week in astrology. It is the week of August 11th through 17th, 2024. It has been a whirlwind over here with my stepdaughter's wedding. Now that this amazing event is finally complete and everyone is filled with love, connection, and happy, it is time to get back to a more normal routine. The last 8 months have seen us get more accomplished on the land than I could have imagined, and the vision my stepdaughter began ended up 10 times better than my pictures. I love what she set out to do, that she was so willing to pitch in full force, not just with her own energy, but with her amazing friends and family also pitching in. It was an enormous help. So now, sitting in the afterglow of a successful wedding, I can see that there are powerful next steps that I am in the process of looking at for myself. I love how we can so powerfully influence each other. This wedding showed me how much more is inside that I can source to express things in magical ways. These new ways were very interesting to me as I was asked to do and try things that were way outside my normal scope of skills. It is not that I did them well, but that I just kept trying and kept going. The end result was spectacular. The bartender we hired actually thought we were a professional wedding venue, a credit to all our hard work and the vision of my stepdaughter and new son-in-law. Now, we are on to the next weekly adventure, and I appreciate everyone allowing me to be a bit late with this weekly article. Many patterns of energy are expanding and bringing up lost desires that will require all of us to be vigilant around our responsibilities and to heed to the boundaries of others. Crossing that line from places of entitled attitude will be hit with powerful counterforces designed to stop you in your tracks from causing more mayhem and hurt. You will not like how the universe decides to correct you. That is because Mars and Jupiter are coming together in Gemini, and this expands, which is Jupiter, and causes things to blow up, which is Mars. That combination should be very interesting. The two-faced souls will be revealed through the power given to Gemini's ability to see the duality. These powerful forces also square with Saturn in Pisces, indicating that it is time for powerful healing to happen, and there is a sizable cosmic shift that is now underway and will not be stopped. Mercury is still moving us backwards and into the fire sign of Leo. Communication is going to clearly discern those in the wrong and those that have been blind to the treachery of them that will leave a very bitter pill to swallow. Do not hold back on actively correcting those that have been feeding into the hatred that has been poisoning our world. Communicate clearly and powerfully, but not cruelly. There has been more than enough of such things happening for too long. It is time to speak the truth, call out those in the wrong, and not back down because of their subversive and distorted tricks. August 13th, 2024. The moon moves into Sagittarius. Expect it to feel as if it is time to cut loose and play in some new and wild ways, but remember that boundaries matter. You do not always get what you want to feel in the moment. That does not mean the moment is not real. It just does not mean that it is the current time. Feelings are fabulous, but they are also transient. Some are fleeting and will never return, while others can be strangely familiar. And there is great comfort in that, even if we cannot get what we believe this energy is coaxing us towards. Remember that it is important to have restraint while we allow out our wild side. August 14th, 2024. Mars will conjunct Jupiter in Gemini. Mercury retrogrades back into Leo. To say we are inspired is an understatement. To say that we have gained so much wisdom and insight over the past many months, if not years, is also an understatement. We are in a month where the passions are powerful and are clearly asking us to act and build something new. The way is clearly forward. Those that wanted to pull us backwards into chaos and the terrible choices of our ancestors have lost their influence, and people are finally seeing that what they thought was gold is only painted tin. Jupiter likes us to take some risks. It likes us to believe in the possibilities that haunt our dreams and stalk us in our daily life. What is it to live if we are not challenged and given a task that is uniquely qualified to our gifts? Mars offers a direct challenge to us. Shall we take up the sword and go forward to do what is required and is so very necessary? Mars arises in us when it is time. Time to take up a sword and do what is right and what is hard. Mars knows that happiness requires great effort and that success is never assured, which is why Jupiter is there to help us believe in ourselves and the dreams that others want to tear away from our hearts. Notice what will motivate you to act. Notice where you hold passions that still want to be expressed. Notice what you desire will require tremendous amounts of courage. If you have the strength to confront your own protected illusions, you might have what it will take to actually contribute to making a better world. What comes next will not be subtle. If you thought the dark forces would slink back quietly into their dark holes, you would be wrong. That is why you will need your passion and your sword, Mars. That is why you will need your confidence and your dreams, Jupiter. What lies ahead can be a shining moment in your life if you have the courage to embrace both of these planets' energies within your soul. It is a busy day, but when you add that fiery energy of the Mercury retrograde moving back into Leo, well, let's just say there are clearly angelic powers in play, and the responsibility now lands clearly on your shoulders. We cannot expect others to do what only we can do. This retrograde comes down to a question. How much do you believe in yourself? What is clear in this retrograde is that we recognize that we are worthy of so much more if we are willing to look at the possibilities and squarely in the face without fear. The choices ahead are deeply personal, and because of that, the power in each step is to be handled with great respect. If that is not done properly, then we will feel as if we will have lost the path and strayed off the designated course. Being off the path will make all things much more difficult. What is clear is that the innocence has come off our eyes, and we now have to be awake to the motives of those around us. Do not heed those whose minds are polluted by hate and fear. Do not emotionally open to or be vulnerable with those whose allegiances are tarnished by attachment, power, and greed. August 15th, 2024. Mars and Jupiter will square, and the moon will enter Capricorn. This square has a powerful force to it. Jupiter, is often felt as an open hand, but Mars is clearly a closed fist. Seems that we have some major choices to make. Intent and attitude are going to matter greatly going forward. Add to it, Saturn being retrograde in Pisces is quite a powerful expression. Saturn wants us to really look at the tangible world in which we are currently living, and to do that with our eyes wide open. Saturn retrograde reminds us that growing up requires us to be responsible and disciplined in our actions and choices. It is okay to feel what you feel, but it does not mean that you are to act out those feelings, especially if it hurts another. Yes, we are human, and this aspect creates a type of expansion and of passion that is exciting and brings us back to what we know matters, and that is that we are powerful beings of light learning how to navigate matter. Saturn reminds us that there are moments that can leave a strong impression, and the energy generated in that moment can be something that can last the tests of time, because our choices will forever change who we are and bring us to a place where we can begin to touch our destiny. We are all here because we have untapped potential. We are here to be tested and to see if our choices will stand up to that potential inside. August 17th, 2024, the moon moves into Aquarius. This opens the doors to enter a sacred place where those worthy and willing can bring something sacred in our being to bear in a world that needs all the warriors of light and love to come together. If you are one of them, then I hope you will heed the call and rise to the occasion. Thanks, everyone.